Hello, guys. I just wanted to share something that happened to us on our last trip. It was the July 4th weekend trip. Um, I've been debating if I should do this or not, so uh, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I don't have any notes written down, I don't have anything, so everything I'm speaking right now is just going to come straight from my heart, straight from my mind. So, I don't know if you guys seen that video yet, but the video where we did parking lot camping and we camped at a whole bunch of different spots, and then we almost got robbed. So if you haven't seen that video yet, make sure you go and watch that video, and then come back and watch this video. It'll explain a lot of things. So going back, let's see. So we were. It was July 3rd, and it was July 4th weekend. I'm a last minute booker. I kind of messed up and I didn't book anything in advance. So and I forgot it was July 4th. So I tried booking some RV spots. We were on a road trip. We were in San Diego. We were in LA. We were a lot of different places. We went to Legoland. We went to San Diego Zoo. We went to Safari Park. We went to a lot of different places. So the night on July 3rd, we were leaving San Diego, and um, you know, basically, I wasn't sure if we were going to leave San Diego, if we were going to stay there, and then for some reason we decided to leave San Diego and we wanted to go to Disneyland early, and we didn't even get into Disneyland. But going back to that later on, I calling numerous RV parks and they were all booked. They were all full. It was ridiculous. Like, everywhere I called, and we just happened to come back from San Diego. We stopped in Carlsbad, Oceanside. We stayed there before, and so I tried there. It was all full. I tried Anaheim, and it was all full. All the RV parks were all full. So we just happened to be at a Walmart parking lot, and I told my wife, like, you know what? Let's just. I've seen like lots of RVs parking at Walmart or parking at numerous stores, and they just stay overnight. And I told my wife and kids, like, let's just go ahead and try to stay, basically try to spend a night inside the Walmart parking lot. And so we went shopping at Walmart, and then we stayed there. We had dinner, whatever, and then it was late. It was around 9:30 already, and we decided to just go ahead and try to camp there overnight. Well, I saw a security talking to somebody, so after he was done, I actually went to go talk to him and to see if it was all right, if we could stay here overnight, and we're not from this area. And then the first thing that came out of his mouth, he said, if I knew about this area. And I told him, no, not really. It seemed like a nice area because, Oceanside, Carlsbad, beautiful beaches. And he said, well, he said the area where he was working at have been hit by drugs and just lots of criminal activity, especially drugs, have been hit hard. So that's why they don't allow any RV parking inside the parking lot overnight. So again, I tried explaining to him it's 4th of July weekend and I couldn't book anything, and he said, yeah, he can't really do anything. It's so, and we had to move, and then he basically pointed me to Target, which was a couple blocks down the road. So I told him, you know what? Oh man, okay. So around 9:30, close to 10, we packed up and then we went to Target. We drove around Target, and when I went over there, I was like, oh man, there's so many people. You could tell just so many shady people over there, and they were just like, you could tell people were selling drugs. There was a lot of tweakers walking around. I'm like, man, what happened? This area seemed pretty good during the daytime, and now around 10 at night, it's like, like, yeah, I guess the goblins or the ghost comes out at night or something. But yeah, it was like a totally different city almost. I mean, there's still some good areas, but that area like right there by Walmart and Winco, it was not that good at all. I drove around it and there's like older RVs and just I'm like, no, I didn't feel safe. So we didn't stay at Target, and then we came back around. We drove around, and then I saw Barnes and Nobles. Seemed like a pretty good area to stay, and there's some Barnes and Noble, there's some restaurants, and there's Jamba Juice right there. Again, if you haven't seen the video yet, go back and watch part one. And not to go off track, but the reason I want to make this video is because I wanted to see if I could help other people that are doing the same thing that I'm doing. Book in advance and don't stay in areas that you don't know. Maybe you could search it first, Google it, Google the area where you're at, see if there's any like criminal activity that happened recently. Just kind of be mindful. And after this experience, I will never ever stay at a parking lot overnight ever again unless for some weird reason or for some crazy reason that I have to. But going back, so we ended up staying for a while at Barnes and Nobles, right there by Jamba Juice. Again, if you watch part one, you'll see where we were at. And we stayed there for a while. Actually, we opened up the slide, and I made sure I parked where there was a lot of cars that are visible, because I also was pulling my little trailer, my 4x6 trailer, and so I parked where there was lots of lights and where other cars could see you, because I'm always mindful of where I'm at, especially when we drove around Target and we seen a lot of shady people, and I didn't feel good at all. So we took the dogs for a quick walk, let them relieve themselves, and ate some late dinner and just kind of hung out for a little bit, and then we went to sleep. So this was probably around I don't know, 10:30, 11, and then it was like I checked again. It was like 11:30, and then we were good. No one told us, and the security officer had already came by. I mean, I didn't talk to him or anything like that, but he's seen us, and then he didn't say anything. So I didn't think that he was going to kick us out. So around 1:30, he knocks on my door and woke me up, and I was scared because 1:30 in the morning, and then I have my wife and my kids and my two little dogs in the RV. I was like, oh, what's going on over here? So I opened up the window, looked at it, and I see the security officer. So I went outside. He's like, hey, you can't park here. I was like, oh man, it's 1:30 in the morning. Come on, bro. It's just one night, man. I promise you. Tomorrow in the morning we're gone. He was like, nah, you gotta leave, man. You have to leave. You can't park here. This is not public parking. Go somewhere else. Go across the street. Go to Winco. It's just Winco's open 24 hours, so you can park there. I was like, oh, that's we just there earlier, and it's so he said I would have to leave, and then or he's gonna call the cops. I'll get towed or get a ticket or something, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that. So at 1:30 in the morning, I didn't have anything outside, so we just closed the slide and we just drove. My kids were still sleeping. I didn't even wake them up because Winco was just right across the street from it. So we went to Winco, and again, when I drove around, Winco and Target, they're kind of next to each other. Again, guys, this is in Carlsbad, Oceanside, about 1 hour north of San Diego. 1 hour north of San Diego, I believe. So I parked right in front of Winco, and where there's lots of lights, and then I could already see that it's loud and there's people because it's open 24 hours, so there's people coming in and out all the time. So I was like, you know what, maybe this spot is okay. And I looked to my right, I seen an RV that was already parked there. It's an older RV, so it's probably someone that lives in the RV. And then about 5 minutes later, after we parked there, I seen another RV pull up and park over. So like, oh, okay, you know what, this might be all right. So this was around, I don't know, close to two in the morning, and I looked around and my dogs wanted to go outside and he had to go use the bathroom, so I took him outside real quick. He just kind of looked around. Again, this is almost 2 in the morning, and we came inside, and when we came inside, everything's locked. I'm always mindful to lock the door and double check everything, and it was just so loud. It's just like lots of loud car music, and again, it's at nighttime, so what's that song called? The Freaks Come Out at Night or something. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody. I'm just speaking. I don't have anything written down, so I'm just speaking as I'm thinking right now. And so we stayed. So we ended up staying at Winco until 6 in the morning. But throughout that entire night, I probably didn't even sleep 1 hour because I basically stayed up all night just kind of watching, because there were tweakers everywhere. making loud noises, and just you could still people were slinging drugs and doing all kinds of stuff. And I'm just trying to mind my own business, and I was ensuring that my kids were asleep, were safe, and my wife. But I didn't think my wife slept at all either. She was every time I was up, I looked at her, she was up. So I told her just go to sleep. I'm gonna stay up and just kind of watch things. And so yeah, the entire night we didn't I didn't sleep. I really didn't sleep at all, and my kids slept good. My wife, I didn't think she slept at all. And around 6 in the morning, we got up and left. We seen other cars leaving too, so we just got up and left. And I told her that we will never ever stay in a parking lot ever again. It was the most horrible experience I've ever had, and I felt so uneasy that I even put my wife and kids through it, and I felt so bad. I felt so bad that I actually put them through park trying to camp at a parking lot, and I've seen people doing it all the time. I didn't think anything, any issues were gonna rise from it, and but yeah, it's just I will never ever do it again. That was the first and the last time, and I felt so bad, and I told her, my wife, that we're gonna find some spot, even though if it's somewhere far from where we were gonna be at, I'm gonna find something. So we ended up leaving Winco around 6 in the morning, and then we drove. We were hungry, so we went to go park at Macy's, which is across from the freeway. I think we drove maybe like 5 miles, maybe from Winco to Macy's. We got on the freeway, and then we were just gonna kind of stay there for a little bit, maybe eat something. And so I brought some chairs outside to just kind of eat real quick and just kind of whatever relax before we get back on the road, going back to the RV park, because as I was there, I actually got an RV park booked. I booked Orange Land RV, which is in Anaheim or Orange, and it's about 6 or 7 miles away from Disneyland. And but the check-in time is not until 1, and it was only like an hour drive from where we were at, Carlsbad Oceanside to Anaheim. So the check-in wasn't until 1, so I couldn't really go there early anyway. So we just kind of stayed at the Macy's parking lot for, a couple hours, eat, whatever, just kind of killing some time. So as I'm outside the RV, I noticed a black SUV drove by. This was the first time. So a black SUV drove by, and I could see there were two male, there were two male, inside the vehicle. It kind of drove around slowly, and then he kind of went around the parking lot of the mall. And the first time I didn't think anything of it. So and then probably about a couple minutes later, I saw him again. I saw him again. He drove slowly, and then he stopped right in front of my rig. And then he kind of looked around, and then he kind of looked at me, and then I actually said something to him. I said, "Hey, what's up, man? You guys good? Are you guys looking for something, or are you guys good, or what?" And then he just kind of laughed it off. So we were literally about 10 feet from each other. He was parked right in front of my rig. So this the second time I already had an uneasy feeling. I was like, oh man, these guys are probably trying to do something. So he said something. He's like, "Oh yeah, my friend's just driving around, and kind of laughed, and then takes off again. And then as soon as he takes off again is when I told my wife and kids, "Let's pack. We gotta go. We gotta go right now." So I started getting all my stuff ready, and then I should have told my wife to call the cops right then and there, but I don't know if that was enough. I mean, now that I thought about it, going back, I should have. I think that was enough. The second time was enough. But I didn't. So I started packing all my stuff aside. I only had a couple chairs and out, and my bike. If you watch part 1 of the video, you can see it. And I told my wife, "Close the slide. Let's go right now." So she was doing what she was doing in there, and then so that was the second time. And the third time he came by slowly again, and then there were other cars that was driving, because this was probably around like 10 in the morning now. There was other cars driving, so he drove by, and then he went around again, like a loop again. And again, I'm packing. I'm packing. I'm almost done. I'm getting ready to, just getting ready to go. And then the fourth time, he like a minute later, he comes around again. It was like, oh man, this is all bad right here. Again, a couple more cars driving around, and so he kind of went around again, and they were driving really, really slow, probably a couple miles an hour, and they were looking at me, and I never took my eyes off them once. So I told my wife, lock the RV, don't come out. I'm outside watching them. Just when you're done packing, we're gonna go. And again, I don't know what happened. I should have told her to call the cops, and I don't know if she did or not at that time. She didn't. So I ended up calling them later on. I was too busy, just kind of looking at them, and just kind of, and I was afraid because I wasn't afraid. I've been in a lot of situations but I was afraid because I had my wife and my two kids in there, two little dogs also. But yes, my family. Once your family, when you put that family in that type situation, your level of afraidness, or it's different from if you're there by yourself. So, fifth time or fourth time he takes off again, and then the fifth time he comes and he stops right in front of RV again, and then he looks around, and then I had another exchange with him, but this time I saw the security guard was on the other side, and you can see it in the video of part one. The security guard was on the other side, but he was facing that way, but then he started turning around, coming this way. I don't know if he noticed him, but I don't think he did, because I told him, and he didn't seem to know what these guys were doing. He probably just happened to come this way. But the fifth time he stopped and he looked around. Both of them looked around, and then I had some exchanges with them again. I was like, "Hey, what's up, man? You guys need something or what?" And in my mind, I was thinking like, "Wow." I was. I'm not gonna lie. I had my wife and kids in there, so I was like, "Oh man, this is." Hopefully, my wife called the cops already. Hopefully, the cops are on their way. I was like, this is it. Once he opens the door, it's on. And he looks, they stopped in front of my RV, so I would have to back up, whatever. But I'm outside, and the RV's locked anyway, so hopefully once they open the door, my wife called the cops, or I don't know if she called the cops already, but again, like I said, she didn't call it, and I ended up calling later on, after we left. So I was waiting for him to open the door. I was like, oh man. Once he opens the door, this is all bad right here. This is it right here. I remember praying to God. It's like, God, please, we need you right now. God, we need you right now. Hopefully, don't let anything happen to my family. Don't let anything happen to my kids. My wife. And the security guard, for some reason, turned on his lights. I guess they just turn on the lights as they're driving. And so again, the two suspects were. And again, I'm doing this video. Hopefully, this video will help some people. They were two black males in a black SUV, and it's an older Mercedes SUV. I would say probably maybe like a 2008, 2009 or something. 4-door black Mercedes SUV, and the suspects were. One of them had short hair. One of them had longer hair, kind of like curly hair, and he kind of tied it in ponytail. And I could remember their face vividly because I never took my eyes off of them. And I was like, oh man, this is it right here. It's going to happen right now. As soon as he opens the door, it's on. It's going to happen. It's he's going to try to rob me. He's going to come down, because this is the fifth time that he came by, and this is the second exchange of words that I've had with him. And, they don't just drive around, and I know he had a gun, because there's no way that he drive by us 5 times slow and looking at us. I'm pretty sure the first couple times he was scoping, he was seeing where he could get in and out. He was trying to, a quick access or something. But yes, this fifth time, the security just happened to drive towards my way with the lights on. And as they were looking around, good thing he never got off the car. He drove by some more, and as soon as he drove by some more, he took off. I went to I ran over to the security officer, and I told him, again, if you watch part one, you will see it. So I told him, hey man, you got that car right there, that black SUV right there. You got 2 guys in there. They've been here 5 times. I've already had a couple exchanges with them, and they're gonna rob somebody. They're gonna steal somebody, stuff cars, or they're gonna hurt somebody. And I told him, he's like, right there. And as soon as so he started driving, and then I seen the black SUV driving the other way. So we got in the RV and we drove off. And as soon as we drove off, I called the cops. And yes, my wife did not call the cops yet. She was so afraid that she just, I don't know. Um, she said she saw them, and then I had some exchange with them, and she got so scared, and I don't know, maybe she froze. I don't know, but yeah. So luckily, nothing happened. You know, the grace of God, nothing happened, and you know, hopefully, this video will help someone. If you're in that area, Carlsbad, the mall, if you see a black SUV with two black males in it, one short hair, one longer hair, with you know, ponytail, or with long curly hair, just be mindful. They're there to do something illegal. They're not there. And you know, I tried getting a picture of the license plate, but I couldn't get it. It was blurry. Again, you can see it in the video. You know, I was just thinking of my family safety. I was just thinking of my family safety. So, you know, hopefully I don't want them to rob anybody. I don't want them to hurt anybody. But hopefully they try to do something to somebody that's you know, that could hurt them back. And hopefully karma gets them. And hopefully that's the last time that they get to rob or steal or, you know, hurt somebody. Hopefully they get shot. Hopefully, you know, you know, I felt bad, and hopefully just, I don't even know if the cops got him, you know. The cops took down, I gave them my number, and they never called me back, so I don't know if they got him. I gave them the description of the vehicle and the description of the suspects. But yeah, hopefully they try it with somebody else, and that's the last time they do it, you know. Hopefully someone ends their life, you know. I totally believe in karma. Karma's no joke, you know. You might get it once or twice, but you know, eventually it's going to come back and bite you. It's going to come back and nip you in the butt. You know, I really want to use profanity right now, but you know, I'm on YouTube and I can't. So it was a crazy experience. You know, it was a crazy experience because I was there with my wife and kids, and I felt helpless. I felt helpless, and you know, I should have called the cops right away, and I just felt helpless because I just was like, man, I put him in that situation, and hopefully nothing bad happens to them. But I was just waiting that fifth time, you know. Good thing they didn't get out of the car. I was just waiting for him to open the door, because once the door is open, then it's on. And I'm sure you know, if you guys seen that movie Law Abiding Citizen, you know, once they get past you, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen to your family, to your wife and kids. You know, that movie was a crazy movie with Jamie Foxx and Gerard, you know, Butler. You know, they knocked him out and they raped his wife and they killed his kids and his wife. And I keep on thinking that movie when I thought about this incident. And there was no way I was gonna let them pass me. There was no way in the world I was gonna let them pass me. You know. Even if I have to take their lives, I'm taking their lives. There's no way that they're getting past me. So yes, it was an experience that I've learned, and I will never ever put my family through that type of experience again. You know, parking lot camping. And if you guys have to, make sure you do some research on that area. You know, and this incident happened like at 10 in the morning, broad daylight. The mall was already open, and there was people driving back and forth. But you know, we were kind of parked where, kind of far away from all the cars, you know. But we could still see all the cars, and there's also, like, I believe it was a bus station near it too. So that's why the parking lot was so big. Again, if you guys haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. Parking lot camping, almost got robbed. So hopefully this video help some people. And if you're around that area, just be mindful, and just be mindful of where you're at. You know, Winco, Target, Walmart. Winco, Target, not a good area at all. Just you know, at nighttime it's totally different. And just, you know, plan ahead. Just plan ahead. Make sure, you know, you get all your stuff booked, and that's what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm gonna make sure I get everything booked. So again, I appreciate you guys watching. You know, it's just, hopefully this video helps some people, and just be mindful where you're at, because you never know. The area might look nice during daytime, but at nighttime it might be totally different. It might be totally different. So, again, I will never ever put my wife and kids through this type of video, or through this type of you know, this type of camping in the parking lot. Um, Again, I don't have anything written down, so I'm just speaking off my mind right now. And if it seems like I'm rambling, then I'm sorry. And so another thing about this channel is, so this channel, I know I post a lot of random stuff too. This channel is not really about parking lot camping, or it's not about getting robbed. It's about my family, my life, what we do. You know, we travel, we do a lot of fun activities. We do a lot of kids activities. We include our pets. So that's why I post like a lot of stuff. It's all about our family. It's all about our lives. You know, so my kids could go back later on and say, "Wow, this is what we did. This was our life." You know, they can come back and they can come back and look at it. And so again, if you guys want to follow us, please subscribe. I post contents all the time, and we're a new channel, so we've been doing for YouTube for about 6 weeks now. And so again, this channel is about my family, my lives, what we do, different activities, kid stuff, animal stuff, pet stuff, gardening, traveling. And it's just, if you think you'd be interested in this type of video, if you have little kids, whatever, please subscribe. And I appreciate you guys watching this long. I'm sorry, I don't know if I have anything else to add, but yeah, just be mindful of where you're at, and do some research on that place where you're gonna be staying. And parking lot camping is not a good idea. For me, it's not a good idea, and I'm always gonna be mindful where I'm at right now, especially after that situation. And yeah. And I could almost guarantee you, in that situation, they were not going to get past me. They were not going to get past me, and I'm so glad that the guy did not open the door. I'm so glad he did not open the door, because if that door was open, I was not going to let him get off. It's just grace of God, nothing happened, and the security officer just happened to drive by because they were looking. So again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And if this video helps you, please subscribe. And if you think you'd be interested in watching this channel about our kids and our lives and traveling and doing a whole bunch of other stuff, please subscribe. And this video is not about parking lot camping. It's not about motorhomes. It's not about any of that, even though we did that. Again, thank you. And I don't think I have anything else to add. If you guys think if I could have done something different, or I know I should have called the cops a lot sooner. If I could have done something different, or what I could have done, please comment below. Give me some thoughts and ideas of what I could have done or what I should have done. That would help me. That would help me a lot. Thank you guys for watching. God bless.